Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Stella Rose Bella, where I talk about the latest Asian drama, music, and shows. Today I want to talk about 陷入我们的热恋, be passionately in love. So let's get into it. So this drama, it has Wanganyu, who plays Chen Luzhou, and we have Liuhaocun, who plays Xu Zhi. So these are the two characters that this drama really talks about. This drama is based off of a novel called, it's the same title as well, 陷入我们的热恋 by 尔东兔子. So that is the author. You may be familiar with her story as well. I will list them. Here you go. Anyways, so let's get back into this drama. So when I first watched this drama, I wasn't like, it was hard for me to get into the drama because I didn't like how Xu Zhi wanted to become friends with Chen Luzhou because his mom's voice reminded her of her mom. And it was sort of like she was being, and she had a reason, and sort of like I don't know, I just felt like it wasn't sincere. It was not like, I want to be friends with you because you are you and everything. So I was like, I didn't really like that. I was like, this girl, like, you want to know his mom and everything, but I don't know, just like weird. I didn't really like that. So I was like, okay, I don't know if I want to watch this drama. So how I ended up liking this drama is actually because I saw a clip that they released on Douyin, and it was a scene where Xu Zhi wrote, like, she texted Chen Luzhou about how, like, over the summer she met with his mom, and his mom told her how their relationship isn't a real relationship because they've only known each other for like a month, or they went out for a month, so it's not like a real one and everything. And she talked about how, like, what is love to her and everything. And I don't know how it's written in the book, but how, like, the wording and everything, and I was like, oh, that's so, like, good and everything. I was like, okay, fine, I'll give this drama another chance. So then I rewatched, like, from the beginning to see, like, what this story is about. Xu Zhi and Chen Luzhou, their personalities are very different. Xu Zhi, you can say that, like, she's very, like, she doesn't really show her emotions, or she's sort of like, she doesn't, very different from Chen Luzhou. Like, when he's like mad, when he's like upset, he like really shows and tells her like he's upset and everything. For her, it's sort of like she doesn't really have any emotions, doesn't really show much. But in drama, you find out why. Like, that's why her character is like that. And I think, like, she is adorable and cute and everything, but she has a very strong, like, personality, strong side of her, I guess, and I don't know how else to describe it. In, like, the first episode or second episode, where Chen Luzhou is actually saving a spot for someone, and a kid comes up to him, and the kid's dad is like, what's going on? And the kid's like, this guy, like, hit me and everything. And she just, like, she only met this guy, like, Chen Luzhou, like, today or like whatever, not that long ago, and she stood up, to that kid, like, for Chen Luzhou. And at that moment, I was like, whoa, that's like, she's like, how can you prove that this guy hit you, like, to the kid? And she's like, is there a recording? Like, what proof do you have and everything? And I was like, whoa. And I was like, wow. I was like, that's, like, amazing that she, like, trusted Lu Zhou and, like, believed him, like, he's not that type of person, So I was like, whoa. But I also felt like that was the moment that Lu Zhou, like, fell for Xu Zhi. And in the drama later, you find out, yes, that is the moment that Xu Zhi, like, how he fell for her. That was, like, that moment. So I was like, oh, that's so cute. As for Chen Luzhou, like, this guy, like, it's all in the books. Is like these people that you really like their personality and everything and how they handle certain situations. Like, in reality, in real life, is there really a person like that? So Luzhou, on the other hand, he's very like emotional and very like deep and like everything. And you see that like in the beginning of the story, especially when he was talking to Xu about like relationships. Like he talking about his family relationships and how one becomes a family. Because he's adopted, he felt like his relationship with his family, it's like it's not the love that he receives is not unconditional. And it's hard. He's like there's always a reason like what someone else can get from it, you know, to be in that relationship. So I felt like he was really talking about like his own like family relationships and everything, and I was like, oh, interesting, because he didn't view like, you know, a real like for someone to have a good relationship, it's like, you know, if someone doesn't want anything from you, it's like I'm not gonna be nice, you know, like that type of feeling. So I was like, oh, okay, okay, okay. And he's very encouraging to Shuji, especially when she's talking to him about like I want to become like an architect, but my dad was like, oh, like I don't think that's like a good fit for you. But he was like, no, I feel like, you know, girls are a better fit for this job than guys because they're very like detail oriented and all these things. And I was like, yeah. And so he like totally encouraged her in some way. So I was like, oh, okay. So it was like really interesting to see these two like characters' personalities very different from one another. And one thing I like about sort of like they're very similar in some ways as well, and how they sort of like flirt in some way, like is like role play in some ways, and how they talk and everything is like really cute. So I like really really love that about this drama. So the drama's timeline, I really like how in the beginning it's just like they're high school seniors, they finished the college entrance exam already, they're about to go off to college. So that period is the beginning of the story. Comparing to other like dramas that are similar in the similar genre, they always like a lot of times like, oh, they're like they're still in high school, they're like they have to go to class and all these things. And like I was like, I feel like it takes so much time to go through that period, you know, that time frame of like high school and then to college. And then college was, they don't really talk much about college. And I was like, okay. So this one is like, I really liked how it's like really quick with the high school timeline. And I was like, yes! I don't know. I'm just really happy about that. That, like, for me, I was like really happy about that. So this drama, a lot of things I really love. And I feel like in this drama, there are certain parts where they cut, and I was like, it's up to that moment, you know, they're gonna kiss. And then the frame, like, there's like another scene of like the wall, the trees, and everything. And in the beginning, I was like, why? But then later, I was like, okay, fine. They hug and like hug really tight. And but one thing I want to say is that like I feel like the scene that really where I wanted them to like, you know, show that kiss scene was probably when they went into a building when it was a rainy day, and they didn't really show much. It was like the hands on the window and everything. I was like, really, really, I was like, you're not gonna show me the kiss scene. So that was when I was like, why? That was when I screamed at the screen. But other than that, I felt like how they portrayed the characters and how the script was written, I really, really loved it. And I felt like in this drama, these two characters, I'm not gonna, they all in some sense went through some trauma. And I feel like for them, these two characters, how they met and everything, they're very, like, they heal each other. And so for me, I felt like them hugging and everything, it does, I still get the feel. And to have someone to, you know, hug you and, like, tap you on, like, the back and saying, like, you know, it's okay, like, I'm here, and you're crying and everything, like, I'm here. So I feel like that was, I felt like it's more appropriate for this story. So the line that made me cry when I watched the drama is probably when Chen Luzhou saw the card that Xu Zhi, gave him when he was on the plane, he's like, I'm gonna go abroad for college. And she said I'm not gonna say the whole thing. Like, I'm gonna paraphrase what she wrote. She's talking like, when it rains and when the dog still wags its tail, it represents, someone loves you. And if you watch the drama and you know that rainy days for Shuji is sort of like traumatic because her mom passed away on a rainy day. So for her to say that, you know, reminds her, and also telling him that, like, there's someone that loves you and represents, love. So I was like, I don't know, it got me when I saw that line. So I was like, another thing that I really like about this drama is how they wrote letters and notes to each other, like handwritten ones. I feel like nowadays in like TV and everything, it's really hard to find handwritten stuff. And I really appreciate that they do that in this drama. So, yeah. And I want to say overall, I really do like this drama. It's very healing. And is like, I just felt a lot of like happiness and just like encouraging in some way, because like Shuzu, like, she also encourages like Chen Luzhou when he's down, and also he on the other hand as well. So it's like really exciting to see, like, if you listen to what they say in the drama, it's like very like healing, exciting, and just very like very deep and emotional. So that's how overall that's how I felt about this drama. And really great job to the writers and also the author as well, for writing a story like this. So I really, really like this drama. Totally recommend y'all to watch it. And I have to say, Wanganyu, it's not my first time watching his drama, because he's been in a lot of similar, like, storyline dramas. It's very similar. It's like about love and all these things. But I feel like this one and the one previously, Ai, it's different from the ones that he did before. Liuhaocun is actually my first time actually really watching her drama, because the other one that she did with Lingy, I didn't really watch it, but it was a very different side of the previous characters that she portrayed. This one is cute and adorable. So it was really great to see her in this drama. So yeah, that's all I have to say. Anyways, if y'all like this drama, let me know which is your favorite scene and everything, which line, like what the character said, like which part of the story did you really, really like. And I really like the dog wagging its tail, like what it represents. And I'm just like, it's so cute and like it's adorable. And anyways, let me know what y'all think, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.